Hello, everyone. Welcome to our session on decision making for XAT. XAT this year is going to happen on the first Sunday of January. Hope all of you are geared up for the same. An important section in the XAT question paper happens to be the decision making. Now, the basic idea is what kind of questions are there in decision making? Now, when we look at decision making questions, they are simple, normal case studies based on day to day situations, industry practices, and conflicts that are happening in the industry or personal life or work life or a family situation. Now, how to deal with conflicts is primarily, and what is the best recourse that is there in a conflict? Now, when we look at XAT, decision making in XAT, what is applicable to a true person, a correct person, a righteous individual, an ethical person is what are the parameters that will help me decide what could be my correct answer. So when I'm talking in terms of decision making in that, few points that need to be kept in mind are or would be, let's say, the first point that immediately comes to mind is the person needs to be ethical. When you're taking a decision, you cannot compromise on ethics. First point first. Second, being practical. Third, trying to create a win-win situation. For everyone. Wherein all the stakeholders, when I say win-win situation for everyone, we say all the stakeholders benefit. Okay? The fourth point can be futuristic. When you're taking a decision, you need to look into the future aspects of things. Should a company adopt AI or not? AI is the future. If we do not adopt AI, are we going to fail in the future? The answer, if we look at it right now, sounds a yes. So I need to be futuristic while I'm taking my decisions. Okay? Can I turn a blind eye to the AI juggernaut? The answer stands as no. Okay? When I look at another of the options, proactive. Proactive का बहुत सिंपल सा मतलब होता है कोई काम करना है नहीं करना है if it aligns with my thoughts, if it aligns with my ideas, हाँ करना है. I don't procrastinate. आज. Okay? It is not I'm into a crisis handling situation, but I need to be proactive. I need to have a balanced approach while solving most of these questions with a general sense of right. I need to think like a leader in place. Like a leader. A general sense of positivity. A general sense. I will not compromise on my ethics. Okay? I'll be practical as far as possible. I'll try to benefit every one of the stakeholders. I'll not be selfish in my decision making. Okay? Now, let's have a look at some of the questions that are there in the decision making section in that. Okay? Now, let's look at this question. The disciplinary committee of the National Political Party is meeting today to decide on the future of two of their party members, Mr. Lawyer and his son, Mr. Prodigal. Mr. Prodigal is the prime accused in the brutal murder of Mr. Victim, an opposition party leader. Mr. Prodigal is in police custody. The son is in police custody. Mr. Lawyer claims that his son is innocent, and Mr. Victim's death was a result of internal rivalry in the opposition party. I hope the situation is getting clear to all of you. Though Mr. Loyal is not accused in the case, his weakness for his son is well known. The media is blaming him for influencing the key witnesses. Severe criticism of the father-son duo, both by the media and some social activists, is damaging the image of the party. However, Mr. Loyal has significant followers within the party and is considered an asset to the party. So the party is in a conflict with regard to what to do with Mr. Loyal and his son. That is how the situation is unfolding. Any harsh decision against Mr. Loyal would adversely affect the future of NPP, the National Political Party, and could even lead to a split in the party. He is a prominent figure in the party. If I possibly expel his son or if I expel Mr. Loyal till the truth comes out, there can be a split in the party. This would benefit the opposition. If there is an internal split in the party, the opposition benefits. Now, based on this case, there are a few questions. There would be a few questions. We'll try to answer these questions. Okay. At a disciplinary committee meeting, members came up with the following suggestions. Which of the following would harm the party the least? Now, we need to read the question correctly. Would harm the party the least? Maintain the status quo. जो जैसा चलता आ रहा है उसको वैसा ही चलने देते हैं. Now, the party would be seen as weak. I am going along with the accused. So that is not something that as a party, an image I would like to project. वो मैं नहीं करना चाहूंगा. Second, expel Mr. Prodigal from the party with immediate effect to maintain the party's clean image. Now, this would affect Mr. Loyal, who would not be happy with the party's decision. Because his weakness for his son is well known. Okay? Now, initiate an internal inquiry to find the truth. It is not their job. He is in police custody. It is for the police and the courts to find out the truth. There is no point in the party trying to figure out the truth. Okay, that is not their job. So option C would suspend Mr. Prodigal. Now look, suspend Mr. Prodigal from the party with immediate effect, but announce that he will be taken back if the court declares him innocent. That is the safest stance. I'm not expelling him from the party. I'm suspending him from the party. Since he's an accused, with the promise, I'll take you back if the court proves you innocent. Okay? Suspend both Mr. Loyal. Now, why should I suspend Mr. Loyal if the son is accused? Mr. Loyal has done nothing wrong. So I can eliminate option A, B, C, and E. Option D would be the correct answer. Okay, let's look at the next question. Which of the following options would be adversely affect both NPP and Mr. Loyal the most? Okay, take no action against Mr. Loyal. Now this does not affect Mr. Loyal. इसमें किसी का कुछ नहीं हो. Mr. Loyal का कुछ नहीं हो. Suspend Mr. Prodigal with immediate effect. This affects Mr. Loyal the most, and possibly it adversely affects the party. So we can look at this option, option B. Expel Mr. Loyal from the party with immediate effect. Now, if I look, would adversely affect both NPP and Mr. Loyal the most. If suspend Mr. Prodigal, that is possibly the most logical thing to do. Expelling Mr. Loyal, now has he done anything wrong? No. Just because his son is accused, he has been expelled from the party. How would he take it? He would take it extremely adversely. One. Second, he has a sizable band of followers. It could lead to a split in the party. If he is not happy, he'll definitely go and possibly join the opposition, if that might be the case, or form a party of his own. In all these circumstances, who are being affected majorly? It is Mr. Loyal and as well as the NPP. So, which of the options affects the party and Mr. Loyal the most? It would be option C. Okay. Banning Mr. Loyal from entering the premises and expelling him from the party. Expelling is much serious in comparison to banning him from entering the premises. Okay. Let's look at the next option. Next question here. The disciplinary committee has decided to suspend Mr. Loyal from the party because they felt he was influencing the judicial process, a serious accusation. However, Mr. Loyal feels that the committee is biased and he is being framed. Valid. Now, election has been announced. The last time Mr. Loyal had won with a majority on account of his good work. Which of the following options is most likely to resurrect Mr. Loyal's immediate political career? Now, this question here is asking which of the following is possibly the best bet for Mr. Loyal in the current circumstances in order to salvage his political career. The main opposition has invited Mr. Loyal to join the party and contest the election. Chances of winning are high. Look, politicians in power are most effective. And this is when people listen to them. So chances of winning are high. Here, he has been suspended from the party. So he cannot contest the elections on the NPP ticket. It is possibly the opposition who is inviting him. So here he can possibly contest the elections and his chances of winning are high. So this is possibly one of the suitable options. Let's look at the not participating in the campaign. That does not salvage his political career. You are allowing an opponent either within the party or from outside to win the elections. He will become second. Ask his followers to support. Again, I'm taking a secondary role. So the first option, where his chances of winning and his exerting his political influence among the masses and in decision making would be maintained, it would be option A. Okay. Let's look at the next question. So this is a new question. You, a recruitment manager, are interviewing Mayank, a hardworking young man who has problems in speaking fluent English. He has studied in a vernacular medium school and colleges. Among the following options, what would you choose to do if the company has vacancies? Look, what we are talking about, we are talking about a hardworking man who is not fluent in speaking English. He has studied because he has studied in vernacular schools. Vernacular medium schools is local language schools, or let's say Hindi medium school, or a Telugu medium school, or a Bengali medium school. Any of these. Amongst the following options, what would you choose if your company has vacancies? Okay, I would hire him at all costs. It's too extreme an option. Do I have the required vacancies? The answer might be yes, but his not being able to speak fluent English may not be advisable with respect to the company. Now, I would hire him for the job he's good at, which possibly does not require him to speak in English, and provide him in training in other areas. This looks more logical and more plausible as an answer. Okay, I would hire him for production or finance job, but not for marketing job, which requires good communication skills. Okay, so there would be instances. Do the production and finance have vacancies? I don't know. So putting option C as production and finance may not be the right idea. Okay. So I would hire him for the job that he's good at. If there is a vacancy, and train him in other areas, that is the safest bet, or a kind of a safe option that we can choose. Okay. Okay. Let's look at the next question. The city of Kangar has a population of 10 million, 2 million of which are rich, 3 million of which are poor, and 5 million belong to the middle class. So under cosmetics manufacture and sold beauty products to the rich class at a premium price. So we are talking in terms of Saundara Cosmetics, rich people at a premium price. The products were popular. Many people from the middle segments and the poor segments of the population aspired to buy these products but could not afford because of the high prices. Of late, sales growth has been stagnating in the rich segment. So here, I am reaching a limit with respect to the rich segment. I have untapped markets in the form of 3 million poor and 5 million people belonging to the middle class. What should be my best possible option? Look, sell same product at lower prices. This would be cheating the rich people because I'm selling the same product at a lower price. Does not make sense. So I can eliminate option A. Sell similar products of different quality standards with different brand names to middle classes and poor classes. Possible, because moment I'm reducing on the quality to some extent, I can also lower on the price so that the product becomes affordable to the middle and the poor class people. So valid. Sell its products under different brand names. If I'm not lowering on the quality, it does not make sense to sell the same product under different brand names at lower prices, if possible, what the option is trying to suggest. Continue to target the rich only hope. I'm not being proactive. I'm waiting for the situation to improve. May not. Forget about the rich. This is something that is again on a negative side. I cannot forget because they have been my bread and butter over the years. Okay. So option B would be the correct answer. Now let's look at the next question. A database software manufacturing company found out that a product it has launched recently had a few bugs. Okay. The product has been brought by more than 1 million customers. The company realized that bugs would cost its customers significantly. However, if it informs the customer about the bugs, it feared losing credibility. What would be the most ethical option? Now, when we are talking, look at the word ethical option. जो मैंने गलती की है उसे मुझे मान लेना है और मुझे उसे ठीक करना है. मोमेंट मैं कह रहा हूं which was the most ethical option? मैंने गलती की है, मुझे गलती माननी है और उसके लिए जो सही करने की जरूरत है वो मैं सही करूं. That is primarily what ethics talks in terms of. So possibly if I look at option A, apologize and fix up the bug for all customers, even if it has to incur losses. Even if you look at real life examples, Maruti has done the same, Volkswagen has done the same, and a lot of other car companies uh, have air. I think recently you had Boeing, Boeing Airlines also coming up with plans to call up their fleet and rectify the technical errors that were there in all the planes that were having a problem. So companies do the same. Good companies do the same. You cannot take the product off the market because there is one bug. I cannot take the why if I have fixed up the bug, why would I take the product off the market? I just need to correct the bug. Okay. Now, let's look at the next question. Seema was a finance manager in MNC and felt that gender discrimination at the workplace hampered her career growth. Frustrated, she quit the job and started the company. While starting her company, Seema decided that she would have equal proportion of males and females. Over the next 6 years, Seema emerged as a very successful entrepreneur and expanded her business to 8 locations across the country. However, Seema recently started facing an ethical dilemma because she realized that female employees were not willing to travel across cities and work late hours. Okay, now that is a problem that she has encountered as the work required them to do. Male employees did not hesitate undertaking such work. SEMA started to feel the pressure of reducing the proportion of female employees because work you cannot compromise with the work under any circumstances. You cannot compromise with the. Can you suggest he do not work? Do not go if the work requires you to go. You cannot say. On the other hand, she's aware that equal representation was one of the strongest reasons for her to have founded the company. Okay, what could she do as a conscientious female entrepreneur, as a principled female entrepreneur who likes to represent males and females equitably? Okay. Reduce the number of female employees? That would not be conscientious. Agreed? Conscientious is principles. Okay. See if unwilling female employees could be given assignments which do not require travel and involve less overtime. So I'm talking in terms of unwilling female employees. I'm not talking in terms of all female employees. If an unwilling female employee, I can reallocate to a different department without affecting the work, the answer is definitely yes. So possibly between A and B, we can very well go with A. One is a drastic step. Other is trying to weigh the pros and cons of the situation and deciding accordingly. So option A is the correct choice. Okay. Now this is another question. Mr. Singh lived in a sprawling housing society. He employed two part-time domestic helps, Vimla and Sharda. Vimla was responsible for cleaning, dusting. Sharda took care of the cooking. Once Sharda fell ill and consequently took 3 days of leave. When Sharda returned, she learned that Mr. Singh had a gold ring from his mother was missing. Suspecting theft, Mr. Singh had terminated Vimla. Mr. Singh asked Sharda to take the responsibility of cleaning the house, along with an offer to double her salary. Sharda accepted the offer as her previous two jobs were lost due to frequent health related absences. She was struggling to make ends meet. This offer would go a long way to help her. So, Vimla not there, possibly someone's misfortune is other one's opportunity. Sharda is getting an opportunity out here in order to augment her salary, and she's ready to take that additional responsibility. Next day, while cleaning the dressing table, Sharda found the gold. Overjoyed. Mr. Singh expressed his gratitude by presenting Sharda a reward of 1,000 rupees. Wonderful. However, he made no mention of reinstating her. Okay. Now, let's look at the question. So I hope you have understood. So there were two house helps. Sharda Vimla. Vimla has been accused of stealing a gold ring and she has been terminated. At the same time, Sharda has found the gold ring and she's also doing Vimla's work. And Mr. Singh has doubled her salary. Sharda was contemplating whether she should inform Vimla that she found Mr. Singh's ring. Which of the following consideration will best dissuade Sharda in sharing the information about the ring to Vimla? Will best dissuade that Sharda should not tell Vimla that the gold ring has been found. Now, if she does so, what will happen? Vimla might come down to Mr. Singh. her job may be reinstated. Sharda, again, her salary might be reduced. So should Sharda tell Vimla? The answer might be no. Mr. Singh will probably terminate Sharda if he gets to know she has revealed this information. Possibly that is also a possibility. Had Vimla done her job, probably she would have found the ring and avoided this incident. So in this case, what the situation that I was talking in, Sharda might go, Mr. Singh would possibly reinstate. ऐसा हो सकता है. But if I look at A, will Mr. Singh, is there a, he would be, could he be furious with Vimla of interfering in his matters? And possibly his authority would be questioned. His reasoning behind terminating Vimla would be questioned. So would he be happy? Might be not. Can he fire Sharda? The answer is yes. She would lose her job when her salary has been doubled. So option A here would be the correct answer. 2 months passed, and owing to Sharda's improved health and dedication, Sharda started working in 3 more houses. However, Vimla was dismissed from her jobs in 2 more houses, primarily due to the ring incident. News of the discovery of the lost ring had not become public, and Sharda wanted to help Vimla. Now, look, this had not become public, and Sharda wanted to help Vimla. Sharda is contemplating over the possible options. Okay. Confront Mr. Singh. Which of the following actions Mr. Sharda best help Vimla? Confront Mr. Singh. If you confront Mr. Singh, you might lose your own job. So this is not something that Sharda would like to do. Inform Vimla that the ring has been found and advise her to demand compensation. Again, if Mr. Singh comes to know that Sharda has informed Vimla, Sharda might be in a soup. So this also can be eliminated. Inform as many domestic helps in the housing society as possible. She has found the ring. To primarily, she's influencing groupism. Not a valid option again. Quit the job at Singh's house. Now, this she cannot afford to do. Divulge to Vimla's employers in the housing society that she has found the ring. Okay? The 2 houses where Vimla worked and who possibly dismissed her because they felt or they suspected that she was a thief would realize that Vimla is not a thief and possibly could reinstate her. Now, this would let the information not become public, and the possible house owners might reinstate Vimla. So possibly this is an option which does not harm anyone and at the same time helps Vimla's cause as well. So option E is the correct answer. Let's move to the next question. The news eventually became public. The domestic help society was chagrined by the treatment meted out to Vimla. They were extremely angry. And the fact that the news of the discovery was not made public immediately. They wanted to ensure that they would not get targeted every time if something goes missing. Okay? Which of the following policy options best minimizes the chance of employers suspecting the domestic workers of theft in the future? So, which of the following options best minimizes the chances of employers suspecting the domestic workers will undergo a daily search by security guards and leaving the society? I think this is the simplest and the best option. So, once you leave the housing society and if you have nothing on your hands, no one can challenge you. Option A would be the answer. Let's look at the next options as well. When a domestic worker is terminated on suspicion of theft or without proof, they will have to be paid 1 month salary in full. That is, I'm demanding something. It does not prove that the other person is innocent. Okay. So in this cases, when I'm looking at option A says the domestic help has not stolen because nothing was found on their account. So you cannot accuse a domestic help for cheating or for theft. Option A simply is the correct answer. Okay. I hope all of you liked watching the video. We'll continue with this series further on decision making. Would like everyone to click on the subscribe button for further with such videos. Thank you all.